Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever it is you are in the world, and welcome to another edition of the Living World of Darkness, Rage Across New York, the werewolf venue. Our scene finds us later in the evening in early January on the Sept of the Green, where in the Umbra, a certain Glasswalker Theurge ponders about making various types of talons. She wants to seek out some of the other Theurges on the Sept of the Green to learn the various talons that they should know, or they happen to know, things such as nightshades and other useful talons. But she also has a few ideas of her own. And before she goes off to investigate elders and Adrins and other ranked Garus on the Sept, she does walk to a point where she knows that, a certain type of Weaver spirit, one that's a bit on the benign side as far as Weaver Sept relations go. And this happens to be where we start our scene. As Cammy pulls out her laptop from the spider satchel and sits down just outside the bottom of the Sept near an area where a data stream most often flows. And the other party in this scene has gone on a BRB. So while we sit here, I assume that this is Bob watching us. Oh, nope. Bob left. Well, here we sit. On our own.
Sorry, I had to run out for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you stop?
Cammy decided that she is going to go treat with the net spiders just outside the Sept, before she goes and talks to any of the Theurges on the Sept of the Green.
Okay.
She has been working with trying to get in good with those spirits longer than she has with going out and meeting the other Theurges, because right now the only one that she knows by name, or at least through interaction, is 10 Point. Of course, she knows who Mama L is, but she's just a Cleith. Why would she ever get an audience with such a Garu? So she's in the Umbra.
You've seen Mother Larissa around Sept. She's not this hidden figure. Just so you know.
Oh yeah, but you know,
you could go up and say, "Hey, Mama L," and everybody does. It's a thing.
Well, I'm going to say, for the sake of argument and not to make completely what I said completely untrue, Cammy's just too intimidated to. How is me, the lowly Cleith, going to be able to talk to that legend of the nation?
The most liberal guru in the nation. The Bernie Sanders of the Guru Nation.
Oh, Jesus. Well.
Anyway, so yeah, you go outside of the Sept into the Umbra, and you eventually get to the familiar sight of the webs of the great scar that is New York City. And it isn't long until you start seeing spiders crawling over the webs, maintaining them.
Well, she specifically looks for net spiders. She doesn't want to bother the pattern spiders because she knows taking them off target is a good way to make them.
Dead.
Yeah,
To get
just
dead.
let them do their thing. If they want to talk to you, they'll come to you.
Summoning's always an option.
I don't have that right. However, what she will do in the interest of trying to...
I will allow you to roll a perception spirit lore.
Okay.
It's going to be at a higher difficulty because these are Weaver spirits. They don't necessarily have the same habits as normal spirits. So Weaver lore is its own lower bracket. So it's going to be at a difficulty 7. Okay?
Okay. Am I allowed to use willpower on this?
No.
Well, over the lips and through the gums. Touchdown, here I come. 7, failure 1. Oh boy. No successes.
No successes. You can try again later. Or in a little bit.
Okay.
Where is your shit?
I'm in Werewolf Dice Roller.
Okay. Yeah, no successes. So you can't find any immediately. You do come across quite a lot of pattern spiders.
Giving them a wide berth.
They don't even seem to look at you while they're doing what they're doing. But you know, if you stepped in front of one, you'd be fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Is the word. After walking around a while, go ahead and try to pick up the trail again.
Hey, okay, that works. 3 successes.
There you go. Maybe there just weren't any when you exited the Sept of the Green. But when you get to, say, one of the corners of Central Park in the Umbra, you see something going on, a little bit of hubbub going on by one of the light poles, because you are in the penumbra, so you can. It still retains a lot of its physical
Attributes.
Form.
Yeah,
physical form. So you see a hubbub going on top of one of the light poles.
All right. Well, seeing that there's all this sort of hubbub, she is going to make her way over and observe before approaching directly.
There are 3 small spiders surrounding a larger one, and it seems like they're trying to fix something within their that's nearby. If you want to go ahead and give me a perception alertness. Or rather, perception alertness.
Oh man, I realized that I had a -2 difficulty on that perception roll.
Why is that?
Merits. Acute sense, sight, and hearing. Because
You're
I'm
not
big old dummy dum dum.
right, but you're trying to track it's different. You're trying to figure out where they would most likely be.
Well, perception and alertness, 4 successes.
On this one, you definitely get the -2. Let's see. 4 successes. You look up, and it seems to be that there's a taint that they seem to be wrapping up and eating.
Well, that's not good. Um,
It's like this. It's like this goopy purplish liquid that it seems to be coming out of the pole. Seems to be coming out of one of the um, bigger spiders, and the
is
other
the
little
bigger
spider.
is the bigger spider a pattern or a net spider?
It is a pattern spider. Actually, hold on. Sorry, you roll to identify that.
Sure. Intelligence.
Intelligence, spirit lore, difficulty 7, specifically for Weaver spirits. You got to get your Weaver lore on. Two successes. Yes, that is indeed. You have 3 net spiders surrounding a pattern spider.
All right. Oh, Cammy will make her way up. She still stays, outside of their purple circle, so to speak. She doesn't want to intrude that much.
Oh no, it's not like a circle or anything. It's like on a pole, and it seems to be dripping off the big
no,
spider.
I meant purple circle is kind of like a term for personal space.
Oh, I've never heard of this. I've never heard of this. Continue.
But she'll sit down and she'll look at one of the net spiders and she'll talk to the one that seems to be the least involved, if there are any of the 3. But she'll kind of lean forward slightly. What seems to be the problem with your larger friend there?
One of the net spiders hears you talking, sort of looks around, looks down, crawls down the pole, looks you straight in the eye. State designation.
Night owl.
And it looks at you for a second, and the lens, that lens that seems to make up its eyes, or where its eyes would be, sort of, it spins in for a second, and then it spins out, and it glows a green for a second, but a healthy green. Virus.
That's unfortunate. Do you know the origin of the virus?
No.
You're trying to, I would assume, quarantine it then, aren't you?
Sent by programs. Debug.
What was that spider's purpose before it became corrupted?
Watch. Record.
Do you know if this virus came from a nefarious source? Agents of the Worm?
Virus is virus.
Regardless of its origin. It's fair.
All
Do they look
viruses
like,
should be deleted.
yeah. Does it look like that they are having trouble containing it?
No, not at all.
She'll pull out her laptop and put it on her lap. Would extra computing power help you in containing it?
You have a spider satchel, right?
Yes.
Okay. Computing power. You wish to help? To assist?
Yes. I'm a child of cockroach. And I'm part of this city. While our two sides don't always get along, we are both part of this this community. If I can help you, hopefully you can help me.
Help accepted.
What would you like me to do?
Wait. And the spider goes over to your where you put the Ethernet cable in.
Mm-hmm.
Goes over to the Ethernet port, and it squats down over the opening, and you can see its spinnerets go immediately to work, and it then climbs up, spirals up the pole, and from what you can see, seems to plug into the pattern spider. Immediately, your computer explodes with code. Go ahead and roll me a wits computers
Hang on for a
to
second.
understand what's going on.
Just need to crack my knuckles here. I've been waiting for this. All right. Intelligent or wits plus computers?
Wit plus computers.
All right. May I spend a willpower point on this?
No.
Hmm. 3 successes.
Excellent. You managed to go through the streaming amount of code and realize exactly what they're doing. What they're doing is essentially all three of them are running debug programs versus the virus.
Mm-hmm.
The virus seems to be a little bit more powerful than they can handle immediately. So you can choose to help, yeah, if you would like to. So.
Well, she would like to do 2 things.
Okay.
One is she would like to. You said that they don't have the power on their own to necessarily contain it.
Well, they're containing it, but they don't necessarily have the power to utterly destroy it, like they seem to want to do.
Okay. So then what she's going to do is, if there is a net spider that seems to be more powerful than the others, in a sense, like if one of them seems to be doing...
They all seem to be of the same power, and you can actually tell that they all came from the same origin.
Okay.
Within the code, you got 3 successes on that. So with your successes, you know that the net spiders were sent by the IT department. Basically, by the IT of the local police station.
Interesting.
They're essentially their antivirus programs.
Software. Yeah. Okay. Then she will look up at the net spider that that like is connected to her computer, and she'll ask, can you help me figure out what the purpose of this particular virus is?
The spider that talked to you originally spirals back down, crawls down the wire, sits on top of your computer. Purpose of virus is to disrupt recording.
Disrupt recording. Is this virus at all supernatural in nature, or was this made by individuals on the Talarian side?
Seems not of worm making.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that, Rob.
Seems not of worm making.
Okay, so this is a mundane sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Humans have a habit of creating viruses that still work for a worm.
Well, I can help you debug this, but I would like you to help me figure out where this came from and see if I can't find a way to prevent this from happening again at its origin, since you are not able to cross over to the other side.
Action would be difficult. We do not possess such capabilities. We were not made to have capabilities such as those.
Do you know a systems administrator on this side that might?
Our program creator was our program creator is known as Bill Cassaway.
Bill Cassaway. And she'll put that down in a little notepad thing. All right. She will. She'll take that bit of information just as it is.
Noted.
Is Tynan telling me it's a trap?
No. 1 second. On.
Popper.
Tynan doesn't like spiders.
It's okay, he can be wrong. Okay, so she'll take the name for now. That'll be more than enough for her to do some preliminary research and come back to it now. She doesn't have to get everything that she wants right away. She can build towards it. But she'll look at the little net spider, and she'll basically form a bit of code with Gnosis.
Okay.
And she'll offer it to the spider with the terms of, I'll help you do this, but I would like your assistance in something to aid me. you're amenable to that, I will give you this gnosis, and I will help you get rid of this virus, help you fulfill your purpose.
Assistance will be minor.
I wouldn't ask anything too great of you.
And a little sort of wire comes out. Looks oddly like a headphone jack, and plugs into the floating gnosis. Seems to absorb it. The spiritual LEDs that are underneath its skin sort of glow for a second.
Well then, are we ready to get to work?
Indeed.
And she will begin to bring up a debugging program.
Okay. Go ahead. Intelligence computers. You're reverse hacking a virus.
Jesus Christ.
Nope.
Just a fail, but it's not a botch.
It's just a fail. This virus seems to be countering your attempts, and seems to be now also focusing on your computer.
Well, like hell it is. I don't suppose a use of plug and play would at all help here.
No, not really. You're already plugged in.
Didn't think so, but I had to try. I'd like to roll it again. If I could spend willpower, that'd be sweet.
You can spend willpower, but it's going to be at a higher difficulty.
What's the higher diff?
It's going to be 7.
Okay. That is a total of 4 successes.
Okay.
And I don't know, her specialty of firewalls wouldn't help here.
No. You're reverse hacking a virus.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a total of 4 successes. You get into it, and you get into the debugging program. You manage to link that debugging program with the other 3 debugging programs going on. Yeah. It seems after a while, the purple goo coming out of the pattern spider seems to abate, and eventually the 3 pattern spiders stop what they're doing, and they all crawl down, and you now have 3 pattern spiders sitting on top of your laptop, looking at you.
She'll offer up little fist bumps. Yeah, saying good job to each of them.
What is this movement?
A congratulatory movement that Ahmed Borden use.
We're not Hamid.
No. But just sort of a way to show an appreciation for a job well done.
Seems an unnecessary waste of processing power.
Well, when you put it like that, just kind of put her hand down and kind of wipe it on her, on her pant leg, like, well, that just makes me feel silly now.
Our programs will soon be recalled. What is the assistance you wish.
She will pull out a thumb drive or like a set of thumb drives and set them onto like the mouse area of her keyboard.
Okay.
I wish to create talons.
What kind?
Concealment talons. Anyone who used them. I know that asking you to completely remove their image would be too much on a camera. It would go way beyond what the deal we struck here. However, a distortion of pixelation would probably be far less taxing and far more, I would think, more acceptable because you are still recording and you're still doing your purpose. You're just obscuring the features a bit.
This would need to be plugged into the security system.
Out of character, I'm not sure what he means by that.
Out of character, you would have to plug this program into the security system to get it to work.
Okay, so the tailings could only work with someone who had plug and play? Or if someone was there that had plug and play?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because what you're doing is you're essentially you're creating you're using the net spiders to create almost a custom program.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the program has to have a way of getting to like the security system.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. One thing she will ask the one of the spiders to do is to give her a copy of the data that data packets they're going to put inside the talons, so that way she can understand them better. And if she can, she'd like to improve on them, and improve, their functionality with it as well, down the road at least.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're amenable to that. She would like to study the actual program itself.
Would require more assistance in the future.
Well, what is a equal trade without equal service? But for now, this is acceptable, and I appreciate your time.
We will make one program for you, as you have assisted us in destroying one virus.
She'll nod, and she'll hold up one of the flash drives.
The spiders look at each other.
Actually, real quick, Rob.
Mm-hmm.
Can I roll charisma and possibly expression or technology, one or the other, to try and convince them to give her at least a packet of these?
You already agreed to the deal.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, then.
I'm giving you room to grow, Vinny. All right. So the spiders look at each other. Yeah, look at the flash drive. And the one on the left crawls down your computer. And you see it disappear into one of the USB ports. And a little alert comes onto your computer. Program is ready for download.
All right, then she'll take the flash drive and put it in.
Mm-hmm.
And she will download the program onto the flash drive.
Okay. Awesome.
So yeah, with that done, she'll stand up, and unless they look like they want more, she will bid
Nope.
them farewell.
They don't want more.
Okay. And she'll head back towards the sept, and if there's any, hopefully there's someone there that can give her cleansing.
You don't have right of cleansing.
I do. Or, well, I will tomorrow.
What do you mean you will tomorrow?
Like I rolled mine at the beginning of the process of learning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're looking around for somebody to cleanse you.
That would
Are
be
you looking around in the Umbra, or are you looking around in the physical?
She'll try first in the Umbra. But if there's just no
Nobody seems to be there.
yeah. Then yeah, she will find a quiet spot to cross back over. And what's the difficulty of the gauntlet?
4 on the set.
Oh, I got a success, thank God.
It takes a while, but yeah, you pass over, and when you do, it's you can see a couple of people milling about.
And are these people that she recognizes from Sept?
They look homeless.
She'll whistle over to one of them.
It'll come by the bushes. Who are you?
My name's Cammy.
Cammy. Is that on the list? Nah, I'm just fucking with you. What you need, Cammy?
Well, I need to come back into the park, but I've been kind of milling about the city. I don't want to muck things up.
Okay. Give me 5 minutes.
She'll nod and she'll like park herself up on like a rock or a bench or anything that's nearby. And as she sits down, she'll pull out from her bag next to her computer a box of Twinkies. She'll look over at the guy and offer him one.
He'll take a Twinkie. 3 minutes.
She'll pull out another one.
I can only run so fast.
consider it a token of appreciation then.
He'll take the other 20.
And she'll get back and pull out her phone and begin to play Flappy Birds.
In a long time at all. 3-minute mark, but eventually the figure walks towards you. You've probably never seen him before.
Does oh my. I cannot read whatever that says. It's too pixelated. Wow, my talons are so strong they work even through the fourth wall. Jesus. I am awesome.
How's that, better?
Yeah, there we go. That's much better.
Okay. This figure looks at you. Who are you?
I'm Camille.
Ah, the new glasswalker.
Yes, that's me.
Why aren't you on Sept? Why did this kinfolk come to get me?
Because I've been out in the city and I did not want to walk onto Sept without being properly cleansed.
Are you not a Theurge?
I am. But it was not one of the rites that I had learned. Yet I'm almost finished studying this one. And she'll pull out a notebook.
Who is your den parent? Or was your den parent?
Out of character, I didn't write that down, so she's just going to give off a name of a den parent back in Toronto.
Someone is going to get a very angry dream message. Come.
She'll stand up.
And Hum Nam Shivai, Hum Nam Shivai.
God damn it, Rob.
Would you prefer Huju Juju?
I was kind of hoping for Mugol Goy Fi Mi Sao, honestly, but you know, can't have everything we want in life.
Kalima. Anyway. No, he goes about cleansing you. So pay me. Walk with me.
She'll walk with him, having no problem doing that at all. Like, you know, fellow Theurge. Always fun.
My name is Broken Whispers. I am the right master of this sept.
She won't like flop on her side because they're walking, but she will just kind of tilt her head up enough that she can offer throat. Because even if he is a Cleith, he's still a sept officer, and
he's not a Cleith.
Yeah, I didn't think he was. I'm saying even if he was, he still outranks her in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
But she's going to assume, him being the right master, that he outranks her.
Mm-hmm. What were you doing outside of Sept? You're not a cub. You don't need assistance, but it is odd
the journey outside alone.
Well, being a child of cockroach, it's important for me to be acquainted and on friendly terms, at least as close as I can be, with the various net spiders in and around the sept.
The scar holds many opportunities for the children of cockroach. I know this. A
And
former member of your pack,
tribe.
or tribe, sorry. Bleh. A former member of your tribe and auspice called this place home not too long ago.
I've heard a little bit of him.
He was a good man.
Seems a shame that I didn't come earlier. But as it stands, I have shoes to fill, and I am still very, very small.
You do have shoes to fill. But that is part of the reason I am here.
Well, if it's any sense of a good basis, she'll take out the flash drive and hold it in between her index and middle finger. I helped him
What
out.
is this?
It's a Talon, Raya. As long as there's someone around who can connect to the security systems in a given area, this will help the bearer pixelate and not be identifiable on any camera feed.
I
don't
see.
know I don't know exactly what to call it yet. I'll eventually think of a name.
I have very little patience for these chips you cannot eat.
I assume that you were born on more than two legs then, Raya.
I am a lupus. Yes.
Well,
Of the silent striders.
her eyebrows will go up a bit. I don't think I've met any striders just yet. You're the first.
You will meet many. If you live.
People keep telling me that. I hope it turns out to be true.
It is. No. It is a bar of our survival. Living.
Well, if everybody lived through war, there'd be no stakes to it.
Indeed. Indeed. So, is there anything else you need of me?
Well, Raya, I'm still getting my footing here, but I have been hitting the books as hard as I can with every bit of knowledge that's been made available to me.
Books? Who has written this stuff down?
It's more of a turn of phrase, Raya. It means to study.
I see.
But I would be interesting if you have any wisdom in the art of Talon making. I would certainly be grateful for anything you would be willing to teach.
Again, this seems like something your den parent should have taken care of early in your education.
The role that I filled back home was more in logistical support in the mundane. It's what I specialize at. And given that I could communicate with the net spiders and other spirits, I was able to provide that support and then some on a mission that was of some importance.
You were, I believe the term Felix once used was fast-tracked.
In a sense, yes.
This
I
is my problem with such practices. With such practices, it forgets basic instruction.
Well, my guardians that took care of me after my parents died, they believed in throwing people into the deep end and hoping they could swim.
It seems I forgot to throw you a basic lifeline.
Well, I've always been more of a person who learns by doing. I don't know how much stock you'd be able to put into it, but
Bless you!
Bless you, Raya.
Bless you! Sorry.
Bless you again, Raya. I'm going with that.
That was ST.
But Cammy goes on to say, learning to put computers together. They're very sensitive to electronic discharge, and I don't know if you've ever...
He looks at you.
Have you ever had a
He
static...
raises an eyebrow.
She chooses her words appropriately. I don't suppose in this dry weather that we're in the wintertime, you've ever gotten a bit of a shock to the nose when you go to sniff something like a kinfolk's hand or a Garu's hand.
I am not so young as to not understand what static shocks are.
I didn't want to assume anything. She smiles. But electronics are very easily damaged just by even the smallest of static discharges. And when I was learning how to work with those electronics, I probably fouled up some good $2,500 worth of equipment. Before my dad stepped in and said, "For love of all that is holy, Camille." And she'll reach into her bag and pull out an anti-static wristband.
Okay. So, what do you need from me?
Well, if you are amenable to it, I would like to learn the Nightshade Talon.
Nightshade.
Yes. Ten-point Raya already taught me Gaia's Breath.
Good.
And right now I figure that support Talons are...
Always needed.
Yes.
Nightshade. Nightshade is a useful Talon, particularly for those of us born under Luna's invisible face. It is a Talon more suited to reconnaissance and avoiding conflict. Tell me, what spirit do you think goes into a nightshade?
Well, judging by its basic principle and the name of it, I would assume that some sort of spirit of the night.
That is an easy assumption, but
I could roll for it if you'd like.
I prefer this be an RP thing.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. Talons, by their very nature, are specific. If you do not bind the word spirit to this specific item, oftentimes they do not work. So I ask you again, what specific spirit do you think goes into a nightshade?
She'll sit back and think about it for a minute. A nightshade is meant to make a person, when they drink it, turn into shadow, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
A nightshade needs darkness to function properly. Otherwise, if used in plain day, it would look like you have turned yourself into a physical shadow.
And thus rendering the whole point of the Talon moot.
It would be kind of obvious if someone is all of a sudden attacked by shadow at noon. Yes.
Well, if it is a shadow that does it, then I would assume some form of a spirit made of, or sorry, a shadow spirit of some kind.
Not a shadow spirit, no. The spirit specifically that you are looking for is darkness or night. Shadow spirits are different. And while they can be coerced to hide you, are fickle when it comes to light. The night and darkness, they welcome shadow.
And to create
They
one, it would have to
welcome.
be, I would assume, be dark wherever you created them.
Indeed. Now tell me, when you are creating them, when you are making these talents, what sort of image would you offer?
Well, if they are spirits of night or darkness, I would assume that they would prefer some reverence, be shown to that. If I were to make a guess or make an offer, I would offer that for a length of time that my only actions would be done at night.
What kind of actions? You would only exist at night?
I suppose go throughout my routine, my duties on sept, those sorts of things. And during the day would remain inactive.
Interesting. Then tell me, what kind of vessel would you seal this in?
I've heard it referred to as essence of nightshade.
Nightshade in and of itself is a poison.
She'll pull out one of the clay pots that 10 Point gave her, little tiny ones. One of these, I suppose, something that while the spirit is inside, it's enclosed in complete darkness.
And he looks at you. He looks at the clay pot. It seems you already know how to make a nightshade Dylan.
Well, these were actually given to me by 10 Point Raya in order to help make Gaia's breaths. But from what you're telling me, it seems like that they will work well for that as well.
When you create a nightshade properly, it will create a liquid that you may drink or you may splash upon another person. These will work just fine.
She'll nod.
I knew a guru once that used to use walnut shells.
That is honestly something I hadn't considered, Raya.
Not every tailor needs metal and wires and copper. See, you understand that.
I know that there are more than just electronics and things of the city out there, Raya. I know where my specialties lie, but I know that neglecting the other sides of what's available out there would be problematic, distasteful.
Okay. Good. You have a duty not to lose yourself to the Weaver. Young one. As much as you have a duty not to lose yourself to the worm.
I understand. You only need to look at the Umbra reflection to see how bad it could get if we allowed that to happen.
Good. So, I hope you will proceed with your education. Particularly, learn to cleanse yourself. I'm not always going to be around, and neither will Aubrey Derge in this sept.
Well, I've been hard at work at studying. I think I've gotten it down.
Good.
Now it's
Is
just
there
a-
any? Go ahead.
Now it's just a matter of taking everything I've learned and put it into practice.
Yes. A dubious word that can either get us help or nearly kill us. Practice. See that you do. Is there anything else you wish of me?
Perhaps you could point me in the direction of the of a place where night spirits like to congregate.
In the shrines at night. That would be a good place to start.
Well, she'll look up at the sky and see that it's dark. Look back at him. Looks like I have work to do then.
You do. I will see you again.
I look forward to it.
See you do not kill yourself with these experiments.
I understand.
And he moves off.
And Cammy will head off towards the shrines.
Okay. The way I worded it is I would have considered you learning Nightshade. So
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
It's a different way of bringing you through the process.
Very good.
All right. So unless there's something else you want to do, we can end the scene.
All right then. Well, then thank you players for playing, and thank you Bob for watching. This has been another scene of Living World of Darkness, Rage Across New York.
Bye, Bob.